Today I'm going to be putting together a mini album, a little flip wallet style album that I saw something like it on Pinterest, and unfortunately whoever pinned it only pinned a photo. They didn't pin the website, so I have no idea where it came from or who did the one that I saw. So I just kind of sketched out what I wanted to do and made up my own dimensions and whatnot. And I have one done, and the second one I've changed up a little bit. This one I have chipboard for the main cover that I've covered with paper, and then I have two pull-out flaps. So there's they're all photo matted on both sides. And then I put in a little pocket with some tags. Really simple to do. I added brads for the closure and twine, put another photo mat and a journaling spot on the back. So that's the one I have done. And for the one that I'm going to do today, I'm doing it all out of paper. There's no chipboard. There's going to be a little more to it. And I already have everything prepared for it. I've got the paper all cut, scored, the edges inked, everything. So basically I'll just put it together and talk you through dimensions and what I did. For the main piece, it is 7 inches by 12 inches. And then I scored it at 3.75, 4 inches, 8 3/4, and 9 inches, just to give it a little bit of space in there for what's going on inside. Okay, now I tried to mark everything so that I would know what I was doing. We'll see how well I do. I have this piece, okay, is in the middle. There's my photo mats. These are my two flaps. These measure 12 inches by 4 1/4. And I scored it every 3 inches to create the little fan. And this last tab, as you can see, I didn't round the corners because that's going to get hidden. I'm going to be taping that down right in the center of this area, and I think that measures 4 1/2. Oh no, yeah, 4 1/2. That's why I made these 4 1/4, to give it a little bit of wiggle room on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ATG gun and get some tape on there. And then I'm going to get that right on the line and centered in between my score marks. So that way when it closes, it's even there. Now, do this second one. And I guess I didn't mention, I am making these for teacher gifts because my kids' last day of school is on next Wednesday. So these two little albums I'm going to give to their teachers with maybe something else. We'll see if I whip anything else up between now and then. Okay. And see, I had made notes on all my pieces so I would remember stuff. This piece goes right there, just the photo mat for there. And basically all of my pieces, like this is 6 3/4 by 4 1/4. I just made it a little bit smaller than the area, so you still got some of that yellow background coming through on the edges. So I'm going to put that just like that. And then I just took a little strip of red and used a scallop punch for the one side, and I'm going to make a pocket on the bottom of this piece just by adding that, like that. Then I have a pocket to add some little tags in. Okay, and I will speed through me mounting all of these. So, be back. Okay, I am back. I have those done. And let's see which I want to do next. Front closure. I think this is the bottom front. And I made little circles that I cut out of grunge board, and then I covered them with the red paper. I am going to attach them with grommets. So I need to put my papers on, figure out where I want them. Yes, this is what I want to do. Sorry. Flap. I need to do this before I put the inside papers in because they are going to cover up my holes. So like so. And then my front, and I should mention all of the papers except for the yellow cardstock are from Fancy Pants, and it is, I believe it's a retired line called Childish Things, and I do have these papers available on my website if you are interested in them. Okay. Now, pencil. This one obviously will go down here. And I've got 7, so 3.5. That's centered right there. And I'm going to make a little tick in the center, and then I'm going to want that one probably about right there. So make sure we're centered. And get my, haven't used this in a while. And put the feet on it to steady it. Okay, we need big holes. And I did grunge board underneath these because it just adds a little more stability. If I just did circle discs, they would wear pretty easy. So that's the method behind that madness. Okay. Now let's put this one together. I know this isn't the best angle to view this, but did I get that? I could probably do better than that. There we go. Now this one, the top, I want to have my jute in there. So let me put just a touch of glossy accents. And then I'm going to stick that like so. Get that guy in there. And you know what? I'm going to pull that off. That end of the jute is really thick, where this end is really, really thin, and I think that would work better underneath there. So start over, my glossy accents. The thin end of my jute in there, like so. Okay. Now, should be able to, oh, come on. Like so. So then when it closes, it's got, I can do a nice figure 8. You get it. Okay. Now I can go ahead and do the bottom. For this piece, I cut out a piece that is 6 3/4 by 3 3/4 to fit into that. And of course I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. I did not want blue stars on the top of this because I made these pockets blue squares. But what I might do then is flip this around so then I have blue, blue, blue. That would look nice. Okay, crisis averted. Okay, back to task at hand. Let's get this on there good. And see, then it covers up my grommet hole from the front very nicely. And these are just little square pockets that I cut out. Okay, my 2 bottom pieces that I've cut out are 6 3/4, and they're scored at the 3-inch mark, obviously to make a little square. So, get tape on both of these. And add those on. So then I just have 2 cute little flaps there for more photos. Now for the top, I am doing some flip down pages. I'm going to do a hidden hinge binding to hold these in, and to keep them closed, since they're on the top, I'm going to put in a little, whatever this is called, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see, so again I have a tiny little closure that I'm going to put on there, and that's just for reinforcement purposes. Just so that the paper doesn't get worn out from the hinge. And I already had that marked in my center. Let's see. It's just a little tiny one. Uh-oh. What did I do? That's what I did. Oops. There we go. Okay, so that's in. And then I'm just going to use a little brad to hold that on. And then I have that to hold my pages shut. So now I need to put my hidden hinge together here. Okay. Been a while since I've done one of these, so bear with me. Are you tired of me saying that? I'll get back into the swing of things one of these days. These little strips of paper are 1 inch, and it's scored at the 1/2 inch mark. And obviously this back piece, it's 6 3/4 by 2 3/4. My pages are smaller, obviously, because they're going to have that closure on there. So let's get this going. And if you don't know how to do this hidden hinge and I'm going too fast, there are tons of videos on it. So I'm sure you can find one just on this. I'm not even sure if this is the correct way to do it. It's just how I remember, and it's working for me. So and now that I've got this started, I will speed through the rest of getting this together for you. Okay, there is my little flap down piece for the top, and it closes nicely with that piece. So I just need to get it attached to the top flap of my album, like so. Put extra strip of tape because it's kind of heavy. Center it up there, like so. All right, looking good. Now I just have my back piece, and let me get dimensions on this. I believe it's the same as the front, 6 3/4. by 4 1/4. Let me check. That is exactly it. So I'm going to center that. And voila! The only thing I have left to do is to cut out some cards to go in here. But I have this cute little mini that doesn't take all that time, even with the prep work. Holds quite a few photographs, journaling spots with all of the different little pages here. So it's fun to put together, doesn't take a lot of paper. And closed up. Let me get that under there. I gotta bend those up. Closed up, it is 7 by 4 1/2, so it's a great size also to fit in a purse or whatnot, but it's gonna make a nice little teacher's gift. Thanks for watching.